I'm not lying. Let me actually be tested for a few more sentences. But one thing I can guarantee for sure is I really actually recognize sentences much faster than Korean. I'm not lying. 한국어는 진짜 더 빨리 읽어요. 정말 한 번도 안 들어봤어요. 사람들 진짜 내 말 안 믿네. 제가 한국어는 이렇게 진짜 읽지를 못해요. 정말이에요. 진짜 빵이에요. 이거 이렇게 빨리 어떻게 읽어. 누군지도 지금 사진도 못 봤어. 그래서 누구? 당신의 혈액. 그거밖에 못 읽었어요. 5글자. 진짜예요. 정말이에요. Right now, the speculation swirls concerning Vladimir Putin's own health, especially, after he's been caught coughing, having a coughing fit, massive coughing. He can uncontrol it. That's really possible. I never actually missed anything. 진짜 완벽하게 했잖아. 정말 Russia hacking, rumors speculate sports after Vladimir coughing and cascade. What do you mean by that? 진짜 어이없다. 오피니언 진짜 모르거든요. 얼마나 빨리 하는지 원래? Schools are shut down in New York City again, and parents, are in perplexity. And this chaos should actually move, parents in a struggle to demand a better educational system. 아니야, 비슷한 것 같기도 한데 또 어려운 내용을 확실히 영어 빨리 봐요. 진짜예요. 볼래? light at the end of the tunnel. That means that finally there's a hope, shimmer of a hope, and every cloud has a silver lining. Finally, the silver lining is being detected. The fantastic COVID-19 vaccine developed when used, because the vaccine is just around the corner. It's coming. It's really possible. Right now, we are actually very happy to welcome this new development in the vaccine, which actually, flaunts of its 95 percentile of accuracy. Finally, there's a shimmer of a light at the end of the dark tunnel, the COVID-19 dark tunnel. I understand that. This is a really figurative meaning. Finally there is a real silver lining. Very helpful news. I'm not lying. 야, 프레드, 진짜 그래. 왜 그래? 진짜 빨리 읽어요. 진짜요. Graffiti. Garbage. 진짜 아니잖아, 그게. I'm actually double checking because many people say I don't really know how to spell it. Let me actually spell everything. There's a tunnel. 또 뭐 있니? COVID-19 is no excuse for New York City to neglect its duty to, collect the fines from graffiti or uncollected garbage, or not actually delete the graffiti. 이렇게 해서 negligence in undoing, negligence in collecting, uncollected garbages, trash. It's no excuse. COVID-19 would never provide a sufficient ground to neglect their duties to collect and uncollected trash and garbage, or remove a graffiti or vandalism traces, right? 그렇게 잘못하시는데? No problem. Jack Dorsey's finally starting to admit he's a problem. He's, a misunderstanding, and he's a lack of concern and responsibility related to Donald Trump's fact-checking, news fact-checking censorship. Because, Twitter so far exercises the power to debunk the bogus phoniness of Donald Trump's message, saying that Donald Trump to claim I won the election again, it's debunked as a false argument. There is indication, warning, this content has unidentified information, like unchecked information. You should actually pay attention to it. Be aware of this bogus contents, like this kind of warning message. This is editing. Jack Dorsey is finally coming to terms with this kind of problem. And then Hunter Biden news also. Yeah, I remember. I heard that. Even actually, Leonard Beakey actually said that there were too many wackos, sickos walking around. I never actually realized she was talking to me. Of course, she never actually thought that later. I was actually mentally troubled, and she somehow got to know me. Yeah, I remember that. She actually said that, these days too many mentally ill people are roaming around. The schizophrenic people. Lockdown dogma and other commentary. It's really easy. In spite of the election results, Trumpism eventually won. That's what has been said. I never had any difficulty. You know what? Even after Democrats, Democrats' refusal to accept any type of election results, citing the Russian investigation and the ties, Donald Trump's ties with Russia. Now, you know what? Tables are turned. Democrats actually ask people to deal with the election results. Just accept it. You know what? No matter how you dislike it, dislike them, there's no choice. That's really the argument. It's really the democratic procedures. So you have to actually accept it. You have to actually accept these results as they are without actually, unsettling the very sanctity of our democracy. This is really a subversion. Like, that's their argument. Yeah, after years of refusal. No, I never actually had any difficulty. I said years of. Despite years of. 야, 미쳤어. Despite years long refusal. I said years. 이렇게 완벽하겠는데. 미쳤다. Cuomo and de Blasio must deal with this harsh reality. Biden is not going to give them a bailout by rescuing their dying down New York State and New York City's treasury, or prioritizing the priorities of New York City and New York State as they like to see. That's not going to be the case. Cuomo and de Blasio must accept the harsh truth and a cold reality. There should be a reality check. Biden is not going to be your Saint Mary. That's what it is. I don't need to. It's really easy. For President Donald Trump, a larger fight endures after the 2020 election. A greater fight that lasts after even actually wrapping up this 2020 election. I don't really need to think about it. 야, 프라이머리 진짜 억울해. 뭐가 인터널라이제이션인데 진짜 한국어 빨리. 그거는 진짜 확실해. 나 진짜 거짓말 치고 한국어 이렇게 빨리 못 읽어요. 진짜 아무거나 하세요. 진짜 갑자기 지나가세요. Really? Really? I don't like him. Jamie Dimon, right? Is it a Dimon or a Dimon? A formal GP. Former CEO of JP Morgan, right? JP Morgan CEO인데. Jamie Dimon. I think it's different. It's not. I don't see any particular difference between President Bush or President Joe Biden. Jamie Dimon is a hardcore of the Wall Street, just like the pork and what's that? And Hank Paulson. Hank Paulson used to be from Goldman Sachs. Jamie Paulson from JP Morgan. Yeah, he's been actually always in a beautifully cushioned by the Wall Street bailout in 2008. I mean, it's really kind of against the progressive notions, and Joe Biden's not going to be the president for the liberal left wing for sure. Because he has been insider, so deeply entrenched in the corrupted Wall Street practices. He literally condoned so many toxic mortgage sellings. And the JP Morgan was the pillar and the system. In order to prevent any systematic breakdown, his company was bailed out in 2008 from the TARP program, the greatest beneficiary of the TARP program. But meanwhile, he actually was endowed with very great enrichment, almost a multi-millionaire package for him, because he was a CEO. I mean, it was all written in the book called The Too Big to Fail. His company was literally too big to fail, so he was literally on the receiving end of such hefty bonuses, but there was no guilty charges, because his company was too important to sustain the seismic earthquake that could completely dismantle the confidence of investors in the market. Then that would be the breakdown of the entire financial system, dreaded not just by the President Bush, but also by President Obama. So he was a really beautifully favored. He was a really favored child of many, as a regional financier. I'm not lying. Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan. No, I don't. But there was a peculiarity with his name, if my memories are correct. It's not really regular diamond. Really? Is that all? There was one particularity, if my memories are correct. Yeah, I think like this. There's a particularity in it. 뭔가 하나 달랐던 것 같아. Because this time I didn't see his name. Yeah, I think so. There was a little difference. If my memories are correct. This time I didn't quite see that until its end. Formal JP Morgan CEO. 봐봐. 없잖아. 그치? 내가 이걸 선택했지? 뭐가 하나 없다 했잖아. 하나가 다르다 했어. 내가 분명히 기억해. I really remember it. One letter was missing, and I was definitely remembering it. I had written it down here. Jamie Dimon. I can actually write down all different members. Geithner. And then there was one person that I really don't know. The following final years of President Obama, I don't really know. Because at that time I was not watching news that often. Hank Paulson, Tim Geithner, and there was one person named Steve Mnuchin. But I know the Fed Reserve Chairman really okay.